Have you ever bought a car and thought like, yes, this is the one. This is the one I'm gonna make money on. It's an easy fix. I got it for a good deal. And it turns out to be the complete opposite. And if you haven't, I have. So let me show you guys what I'm going through. I got this car from IAAI, which is a insurance auto auction where people like me and you, we can purchase dream cars like the RS7 for cheap. Well, at least I thought so. Although the RS7 looks absolutely stunning right now with no physical damage, trust me, there are a lot of loopholes I went through just to make it look like this. The first one was changing this front bumper when I didn't have to. Usually it's not the biggest complaint, but on this car here, the bumper is about $4,000. I bought an aftermarket one. It cost me about $1,400 plus about $500 for paint, a new grille. Anyways, all in, I lost about $2,500 just on the front bumper, where I didn't have to because the auction showed the bumper being in perfect shape. Now the next thing, although was not the auction's fault, but it is just kind of part of the game, this front window right here. So it is double pane, as you can see. It is soundproof, I think that's what they call it, or shatterproof. But the point is, it's very hard to source, and when I did source it, they shipped it to me, and during the shipping, they cracked it, so I had to get another one, which got me out about $450. But trust me, that's not even everything that went on with this car and is still going on with this car that we're gonna have to figure out here shortly. I feel like all the bad issues that can happen with rebuilding a car happened with this one here. Oftentimes, the forklift drivers at these auctions damage cars, and they damaged this one pretty bad. Not only did they wreck the front bumper, they also blew the rear air suspension bag over here, and this car was just bellied out on the floor, which was another about $150 to repair. Not only that, this rim here, I thought it was fine. This is the front one because the main impact was on the front, but this rim here is $900 and it's bent past repair. You can't repair it. Now this airbag here, I never knew that there are two different style airbags for the Audi A7, S7, RS7. Apparently, the one that has a flat bottom here has a different kind of connection. It's like on clips, not on springs, which I'm out about $500 until I sell the other airbag that I have that does not fit this one. And unfortunately, that one is gray, so there's a very, very low demand for it. I know you're probably like, Tim, just shut up and get to the video, or like, dang, that is a lot of money you've lost. But here's another thing. So the steering rack I purchased is a bad steering rack. And not only did I purchase the steering rack for $450, I paid 2 times for a guy to come out and basically program and try to code and try to activate this steering rack, which all in total, I have lost already $1,200 because first of all, I paid $450 for this, and then I paid a guy $200 2 times, so that's $850, and then I bought another rack for $450. So what is that? That's $1,300. Oh my God. The verdict of the story is this: not every single car you buy in the auction you're gonna earn money on. I just clearly explained to you how I've literally ate through all my profit on this car, and there are still a dashboard full of lights and a bunch of issues we need to resolve prior to getting this thing market ready. And with that being said, the first thing we're gonna do right now is get under the vehicle and change that stinking steering rack, and hopefully our steering will start working. Unfortunately, this is the second time I changed the steering rack on this vehicle, and you know how it is. Second time around, it's significantly easier. Make sure you take off the battery, put the car up on some safety jacks, make sure both wheels are in the air. It's gonna make your life a lot easier when you're taking off the tie rods. Now you may think that's the end of all the issues that I didn't see or I didn't estimate, but you know what? I just didn't want to continue ranting to you guys, and let me just show you one more. See what I have here is an axle. You know why? Because this boot here ripped, and look what it did. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to loosen the bolts while the car was on the ground, so shout out to my wifey for holding the brakes while I was doing this. You guessed it. Look at that. All of this is in grease. That is absolutely disgusting. I'm gonna have to degrease all this and wash it. Not only is that in grease, everything in here is greasy as can be, and it's kind of hard to show you guys because look at that. It's quite disgusting. So we have to change that axle, clean everything up, and put everything back on. But prior to that, we have this mission. I'm happy that this one looks a lot newer, and I'm not even going to separate the modules or do anything. I'm going to go ahead and put it on as is and hope it works. I know that previous video didn't give you guys a good enough visual, so here you go. It's pretty disgusting up here. In the previous episode, I went into detail how to change the steering rack, and in this one, I'm not gonna go into detail, but I am gonna encourage you guys that if you guys ever wanna change the steering rack on your Audi, just do it yourself because it's much easier than Audi makes it seem. Audi makes a big deal out of it to make money, so just a little tip. It is much quicker this time around than the first time because I know exactly what needs to be done. Took me about, I would say about 30 minutes. One, there's another, and it should just drop. Just like that. All right, we're out. Before I put the tie rods on and anything, I just want to make sure that this rack works. Apparently, when I put this rack in, it shouldn't have a red light on the dash, it should be yellow. One thing I did notice, this is my old one here, it spins a lot freer and easier than this one here. This one, I gotta put some force in. This one, pretty easy. So maybe that's good. Let's go ahead and put this in, connect it electrically, connect the battery, and cross your fingers because I'm out of hope. And I know I may look optimistic always, but trust me, I'm out of hope with this car. All right, so we got everything connected under there. Bear with me, this is a very stressful moment for me. I don't wanna do that again. I don't wanna order another rack. I don't wanna do any of this. I'm gonna go ahead and connect the battery. Connect the positive terminal. We got lights, we got power. Now, please. I don't wanna see no more red steering wheel lights, so. Alrighty, keys in here. Battery may be dead on the key. No, it's not. Go ahead, start up, buddy. Oh, we got a yellow light. Hang on. Is this real life right now? Yo, I've been fighting. Ooh, look at this. I mean, the car is in the air, but it is extremely easy to turn. And you can see the light is yellow, which means, look at this. All right, let's go through the things. So steering, you can continue driving. Hallelujah, we got the one issue that's just been bothering my head to the max. We got to fix. So let's go ahead and put everything on the front. Yes, you guys don't even know. Whoo, what a relief. I'm just about finished under there. I got all the main components on, and before I put on the tie rods, I wanted to change out this axle. I mean, I can move this around pretty easily. It should make changing the axle much easier. I'm thinking I gotta drop this top and get in there with an extension, take off the axle, take off this big old bolt right here, and hopefully it's not tougher than it looks. I already got my hands all greasy. Let's get it done. When I got to this point, I realized I needed my wife's help to hold the brakes, and I literally called her. She came, she pressed the brakes, and I was able to unscrew the axle bolt. Once that was off, I used the axle bolt to hammer out the axle as much as possible, making it easier for me to remove it. Now, we just had 6 bolts in the back, and technically I thought that should be it. We got this extendo here, size 13 to a 12-point Torx, and I was able to reach all of those right there and get them all off. They were extremely tight. I'm saying super tight. It was really hard. I used this little wedge here to stop from the wheel spinning, and now we're basically all loose. I just gotta take it off, and look at this. Oh man, this shirt is not gonna be saved after this. Although you guys been saying, how do I go under a car, change the entire car, and still come out with a clean shirt? Not with this one. So now this axle should cometh right out. Go ahead. There you go. Oh, what a pain in the butt. There she is. And I think we've found our little hole right there. It's funny, people are selling the RS7 axle for like $400–500. And then if you type in the part number, I got this for like 40 bucks, so, or like 60 bucks, whatever. Significantly cheaper than that one. And it's exactly the same, look at that. Woo. And I'm also going to just rag it down as much as possible. Oh yeah, this stuff's, dang, that stuff is greasy though. This is disgusting in here. Well, I'm a lot happier with how it looks now than it did before. Once that was all cleaned up, I went ahead and put the good axle back in and torqued everything down. With the axle being changed, it was now time to go under the vehicle and finalize our steering rack job. Once that was complete, I reinstalled the belly pan. Now the wheel was absolutely disgusting from all the grease. I used brake cleaner to degrease and remove all the nastiness. With that being complete, all we had to do was put the wheel back on and we were done. At least I thought so. Well, now that we have the rack out of the way and it finally works, I'm so happy you guys don't even know. I do want to go through and fix some mechanical stuff. So like example, I have a air suspension fault and you may or may not see it pop up. Oh, there it is. It popped up, just went away. But I want to fix these mechanical parts prior to trying to code everything and potentially pay somebody again to do all the coding. So I went ahead and scanned it with my MaxiSys Elite here. The Autel is a very powerful computer. I love it. But you guys can see here, active static, sensor for vehicle leveling rear, open circuit, short circuit to B+. And what I did, I actually went ahead and unconnected that sensor right there. You can see that dongle. And the code did not change, which means that we may have an issue with the wiring or the sensor is actually bad. So let's see. Now the leveling sensor is right there. You can see it's unplugged. I literally unplugged it because I was testing it. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off and see what's wrong with it. I do have a guy here locally that has one like 5 minutes away. So if this one's broken, we'll just go pick that one up, put it on, and hopefully we'll clear the air suspension fault. That way we can just continue marking things down our checklist, because this thing has a whole caveat of lights and we're just trying to figure everything out. And if you can't tell, the bolt is completely rusted out and stripped. That's one way to do it. Oh, I couldn't get it out because it was just completely rusty and spinning inside there. And as you can tell, right there, it's just dead. So I went ahead and used a drill bit and just started making holes until it broke off. And now we have to replace this part. So let's go ahead, go down the street and see if the guy has it. Well, that's what the bolt looks like. And my hand here is literally on fire. Rubbing against this the whole time. Yo, this Mercedes looks so sick. Cannot wait to get this thing welded up, painted, and ripping. Let's go. Oh, this is no joke. When they said Florida's hot, I mean, oof. They were not joking around. Like, I can't even touch the steering wheel. I gotta, you know what? We're just gonna turn on autopilot while this thing cools off. It is hot. I'm saying no joke, hot. I can't even put my elbow here. Oh, there it is. Look at that. I wasn't messing around. Look at that, 104. Yo, this thing looks kind of sick. Mr. Nikolai.
Yo, this is Mike Renata.
How you doing? Hey, you want to sell this clown shoe to me?
Oh, not really.
Yo, it's kind of clean. Did you repaint the whole thing?
No. It's not clean, but I swapped everything from an AM here.
Well, look at this. We got it. We got the bolts too because ours are stripped. And same part number. Well, this is a 1TO and I have a 4HO, which is the same thing. I think this is just superseded into a newer one. So let's go try it out. We are out ski. Go put this on. And I low-key want that thing. Kind of sick, not gonna lie. Now comparing the two, they look identical from the back, look at that. And then from the front, you can see that this one here, the one that I just bought, has like a bolt-on piece, and this one is just
you know, made in one piece plastic. But they're the exact same length, they're everything same, the connection, the pins and everything is the same. So we're gonna go ahead and install it.
I truly thought this was a superseded number from Audi. I even looked it up, as you can see on my phone. I typed in the part number and it said it would fit. Like I said earlier, this car is just full of problems, and I just hate it because 80% of them or 90% of them are all electrical. Sensor for leveling vehicle rear open again, so it's active. So maybe I gotta start the car or something, but it's still active. Look at that, the code didn't go away. So maybe something with the wiring, maybe a fuse, something. Like I said, this is a pain in the butt, and I hate this specific car up until I get everything fixed. Because the RS7 I like. Clearing all the fault codes, car is started. And hang on, it looks like I was right. Hey, look. We do not have that thing for the... No more code. Yes, no way, I actually fixed it. I honestly thought that would not have fixed it. Not bad. Look at this. Look at this. Function limited due to received malfunction value. Correct version of control module isn't incorrect. This is for the steering. Look at this. Due to malfunction. All those issues are literally electronical. And we're gonna go ahead and see if I can figure some of them out with this thing here. Now with all that being figured out, let's go ahead and put this car back on its feet, lower it onto the floor, drive it out, and see if we can start figuring out some electrical stuff. You guys don't even understand how happy I was at this moment right here. It felt like the biggest hurdle has been jumped. Look at this. The car is literally bagged out. It's slowly coming up. You can probably see it right there. Slowly coming up. And I know for a fact, after everything I've done, chain suspension, we need to calibrate this air ride suspension. I have never done a calibration. I did see a YouTube video on how it's done. I'm crossing my fingers. We get this done right from the first time. It seems like all I need is really a tape measure and a calculator, so I have my phone. So you're telling me that this is how easy it's supposed to turn? That can't be right. This is just unreal. Oh my. Dude, look at that, one hand. Can you do that? I am so happy, you guys don't even know. Right now, we gotta fix the air suspension. I feel it's a little bumpy, like abnormally bumpy. So we're gonna go to a flat area and run our procedures of getting this thing all calibrated. It's really bumpy. Like it doesn't feel right, and it's making noise. So hopefully all that goes away after we park up. There you go. We are in a flat area. I'm gonna be watching this video here, how to calibrate air suspension on Audi. And from this video, I'll just do exactly what he says and see how it works. 34 level control. And I can't lean on the car. I can't do anything. It's just chilling. The auto suspension or the air suspension is in auto mode. And we gotta type in security code. Before we do anything, so now I gotta type in the measurement so you can see 000 millimeters because I just reset everything. Body height, left front wheel housing. I gotta set the measurement for all 4 different sides. And how to do that is basically just go in the center of this piece right here to the top here and translate that to millimeters and input that into the computer for all 4 wheels. And while I was doing that, not only did a thunderstorm start, I also ran into an issue with the rear left wheel. That scared me. Anyways, halfway through programming everything, I went to the rear left wheel, tried to type in the measurement, and it wouldn't allow me. And then I found out that that thing I put in there was actually off a non-air suspension vehicle, and it was a headlight range control, which looks identical, but I guess it has an extra letter in the back. This is fun. As you see here, left rear level control sensor, range, and then the circuit is bad, so on the left rear. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not too much of an Audi fan right at the moment. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be driving about 35-40 minutes away to pick up the correct level sensor, and I'll just catch you guys then. confession time. You see this part here? This is the correct part. And I didn't really want to put this in the video, but I figured I would because this is just part of the game. So look at this. This part here is a air suspension level control. The one I have on the vehicle right now is a headlight level control, which they look identical, but the connection had this little thing. See, this is the air suspension one. It has this little notch right up top right here and a little divot right there. The other one didn't have it, and let me take it off the car and I'll show you guys. So this one here is the one I just had in my car, right? You can see they look pretty identical. This just has the green, this has the black. The sensor itself is identical, but remember that notch I was talking about right here? You see I cut that with the razor? This one has a little divot itself. So I went ahead and cut that to make this fit. I went ahead and typed in the part number for this one. It's 1TO907503, and this one is 4HO907503. Correct. So basically just the beginning three are different, and I thought they would fit because a lot of times Audi supersedes their numbers and may have a different one. When I typed in the 1TO number on Google, it popped up as a headlight and air suspension control. So I thought it would fit. Unfortunately, it didn't. My mistake, my risk, but let's go ahead and put this one in. The piece is now changed. I am scanning the car right now. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the fault codes and repeat the calibration of the air suspension, and fingers crossed the air light and any kind of error to do with the air suspension just completely goes away. So I'm not gonna bring you guys through this because I already did it once. I will let you guys know if I run into anything. I wanna show you guys this. Look at this, level control sensor, performance passive, passive, passive. So those are gone. All we have to do is basically control position not learned, and then this message, I don't know what that is. It's literally on everything. So hopefully we'll figure it out. We are done with everything, trouble codes. So this is the only trouble code that's here. Function restriction caused by implausible message. We've fixed all the other codes. The only codes I have on literally all the modules is this code, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I have no idea. So I honestly need your guys' help because like, I just don't know what it is. Is it crash data that needs to be like deleted? I don't know. This is Audi. This is stupid. I am by no means a master at electronical work on cars, but I also like to challenge myself and try to figure everything out. I had two more hard codes left on the car, and one of them was the radar in the front was basically the wrong position, and the second thing was the coating of the steering rack since I just changed it. Once I took off the grill where the radar is, I noticed that the radar wasn't popped in all the way. So I popped it in, and I think the last thing we have left is a steering rack. After about 3 hours of going through my computer and reading all the fault codes and just going through tons of forums, I've kind of came to a conclusion that I have to fix everything mechanically that I can fix, and then those codes should by default go away. And that goes to me needing a wheel for the car. So now we're driving down to Venice, Florida from Tampa, which is about an hour drive, and I am driving the Rs7, and the wheel is bent and my car is pretty shaky. Although my camera is stabilizing everything, the wheel is horribly bent. See if I can show you. You're probably thinking like, why do I need a wheel in order to fix all the electrical issues? Well, because the vehicle needs an alignment, and after I do an alignment, I can then align the radars for the front of the vehicle, and that's another code that's going to be basically gone, hoping to erase all the other codes. Hopefully that makes sense. But I am almost there. I'm hoping to pick up the wheel, and then I'm hoping to find a tire shop to mount the wheel, put it on the car, and then drive the car an hour back with a normal, not shaky. Although the camera is very, very stabilized. You may see the seat shake right here. I mean, it's pretty shaky in here, but at higher speeds it's fine. We're going 80 right now, so it's not horrible, but at lower speeds the wheel is really bent. You know, if you see a lineup like this, chances are you've came to the right spot. Man, they got a lot of parts, or at least parts cars. We've arrived to our destination, Parts Box. Massive shout out to Parts Box. They hooked me up with one wheel that was silver. There's apparently 3 different variations of this specific wheel. It has like a darker inlay here and then a black inlay here. So yeah, this is the only one I found, $600. I guess that's pretty fair. Do the math, $2,400 for all 4. I guess that's pretty reasonable. This is the one that's bent. You can obviously tell and it's the same one, so I'm super happy. I was almost worried because at some angles, it looks like the inlays are painted, as you can see. But anyways, let's go ahead and see if we can find a tire shop. We got a Tire Kingdom just about 4 minutes away. I'm gonna test my luck and see if they will mount it ASAP, like just basically come in, get it done, and dip. A lot of times they'll be like, oh no, you gotta wait an hour or two. So hopefully that's not the case because it's 4 o'clock. A lot of shops closing at 5, 6. I gotta mob home about an hour, and I wanna drive a smooth vehicle. Let's see what they say. Hey, I have a wheel on my car. It's bent. I just wanna get the tire mounted to the other one soon, or how busy?
No, it'll be something that's set you up for Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, I got it. All right, thank you. Have a good one. Well, that didn't work out to plan. Need to go find some kind of smaller organization because these big boys here, chances are, they're always busy. Spot number 2, CPL Multi Tires. You know what? I got good faith in this one. We'll get it done. Just like that. My man said, I got you. 30 bucks. Easy. Back in right here. That's what we're doing right now. Look at this. That's why I like these little smaller shops, you know? Air suspension wheel change. Woo! You see the foam?
Yes, it's okay.
Wow, that's for noise, huh?
Yeah, that is for noise.
Interesting. That one looks a little straighter, you know? All right, let's see it. Let's see this. Are we straight yet? Ah, perfect. And then this is the bent wheel right here, and we're gonna put it on the spinner just so you guys can see how bent it is. And I've drove an hour and a half with this wheel, so you guys will be shocked. You ready? Yeah, so it's pretty bent. Is that fixable? No?
Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. All right, look at that. Cleaned up my wheel. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. I'm finally gonna be driving home without a car that shakes, so that's good. I'm happy. Oh my goodness. Ooh, so smooth. Finally. I'm restoring hope for this car because truthfully in the beginning of this video with the steering rack not working, everything shaking all over the place, I was very sad. But now we're going 50 and it's smooth like butter. I mean, it's finally like an Rs7. Oh man, I gotta get some food, but I haven't ate all day. It's literally 5 o'clock. But yeah, I don't know what to do with the electrical stuff now. It's the last thing with the car, and just about that's it. Alignment and electrical, and the car is ready for the market. And now with all that being said, I did want to give an opportunity to anyone that wants to potentially buy a Audi RS7. I am willing to sell my 2016 Audi RS7 with 48,000 miles, just about finished, like very close to being finished. You gotta hit me up within like a week period, because in a week from now, it'll be 100% finished and the price will be completely different. But besides what you guys know, it needs an alignment, and technically all those errors should go away. The car is perfect, it has no damage, it runs great, engine is solid. It's an amazing car, you know, just as it is like this. I will give the opportunity of someone purchasing it for $37,000 as is. But once it's fixed, I'll probably post it for around 44. So it probably needs less than about $500 to get it all up to par. But I do have something very, very, very special that I don't want to share just yet, and maybe it'll make sense why I want to get rid of this thing ASAP. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. And don't forget, follow me on Instagram at BYBTim. The next one is the best one. Peace.